So, Margi, can you hear us?
Yes, sir. Good evening, sir. Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening. Good evening. So, your first name is Margi.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay. What is we have your DAF too. So, what is your subject actually? Which optional subject?
So my optional is sociology.
Okay, sociology. You have done Vice President Innovation State Level Hackathon. What was this?
So it was basically a hackathon organized in our college, which
Hmm.
invited students from all over the state to provide solutions to their problem statements. We had multiple problem statements covering problems of the industry or the governance, and the particular one which was able to win the hackathon was using augmented reality to try on jewelry, which could be used in jewelry brand stores to improve the
Commercial
customer
solution. Yeah.
experience.
Oh, well, that's it was good, very good. So you played and you were organizer.
Yes, sir. I was the
Organizer.
organizer, not a participant.
Okay, okay. Do you think? I mean, of course, leave the innovation index wherever it is, but tell me, are we kind of doing well in the field of innovation of late as a country? Let's say in the last 10 years or so.
So we are certainly focusing on innovation a lot in the last 10 years, be it with the Atal Tinkering Labs from the school level or the Atal Innovation Mission or the incubation centers that we have in different colleges. Even
Hmm.
in our own college, we have the Startup Council, which provides space for emerging startups to house their infrastructure and work from there. So we are certainly doing a lot, and with our India AI mission as well, we are focusing on AI startups. So that points to the direction that we are doing well. But certainly, we need to do a lot more in case of funding and creating extension infrastructure so that we can increase the pace.
Okay, what is it, that goes towards making a good AI, startup ecosystem? What are the elements? You can list out one, two, three, four.
Okay, sir. So first of all, access to easier seed funding.
Okay,
Secondly, incubation centers that provide the necessary infrastructure in the
very
case
good,
of.
very
So
good.
thirdly, it could be a regulatory sandbox mechanism where the startups can test their products
Excellent.
before going on into the market. So these three, I think, would be necessary.
Why is it called regulatory sandbox? But I think
Uh,
we will come back to the elements because we have not completed everything. Yeah.
okay,
So,
sir.
but what is it? Why is it called regulatory sandbox?
So because they are allowed to test it in a very regulated environment and change the parameters as they like so as to improve the efficiency or the outcome according to the needs.
Okay. Now you said three things, and I found that there are quite a few other things also. If you want to, it is not only the seed capital.
Yes, sir.
You need something beyond that later on.
Yes, sir.
You need teams which can provide leadership in the various aspects of the this thing. So ability to set up and academia, one of the important things, the academia industry interaction,
Yes, sir.
that is a
Thank
very,
you, sir.
very
Yes, sir.
important element. So in India, which are the cities which you think have good startup culture?
Sir, Delhi for one is has a lot of startups. Second is Mumbai. Third is Hyderabad. Fourth is Bangalore. These cities are becoming those centers of creating startups and have contributed a lot. And Ahmedabad is my district, and it is also performing well in creation of startups.
Why? I thought Ahmedabad should do very well because people of Ahmedabad are very enterprising.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Um,
So
yes, sir.
why is it coming only fifth in your order of ranking?
Sir, while
No, I'm
Ahmedabad
just
has a
joking because there are in this many other elements are involved, isn't it? Now, I I just want to ask one more question. That why is it that there are so many very well established industrial families in India, and the scans of these families are not really doing any startup by and large?
Sorry, sir. Like I got the industrial families part. I wasn't able to follow up on the question.
No, I am saying the children of those families are
Okay.
not doing startups in such a big way by and large. What is
Sir,
the reason for that?
one reason could be that they have a legacy that they can continue on, and they have a large scope in it. And so, secondly, they also have the capital to launch big businesses from the beginning itself. It does not need to be a startup, but they are funding and investing in startups and thus empowering them.
Yeah, one of the necessary condition for a startup is hunger in the belly. They lack that. Chaliye.
Thank you,
Oh,
sir.
okay.
Shah,
Good
Shah,
evening, ma'am.
good evening. Shah Margi, have you heard this term plug baby plug?
Uh, it was, ma'am, can I guess? I have heard it, but I'm not
Okay,
sure.
try to make a guess.
Ma'am, it was said by the French president in the recent
Yes.
AI summit in relation to the focus on renewable energy and sustainable and green AI. Uh,
Right. So,
and it
what
was,
kind of energy was Mr. Macron referring to?
ma'am, he was referring to nuclear, sorry, not the nuclear energy. He was referring to more renewable energy and focus on electric. Uh, Sorry, ma'am, I'm unable to recall. I'm
Okay,
sorry.
why this? When we talk about artificial intelligence, the focus is on we are often talking about to making it sustainable and inclusive. What is the need for that?
Ma'am, AI takes up a lot of energy. AI has a lot of energy demand, as the economic survey also recently pointed out that an AI query requires 10 times more energy than a Google search. So that highlights its need to become sustainable and
Mhm.
inclusive in the sense that the infrastructure that AI needs for development is not available with all the countries, and that might create global inequality. So in that sense, we need to make it more inclusive and accessible.
Okay. What about the job displacement which is going to happen? How can we make sure, especially in India, considering the huge population we have and the huge unemployment already, uh, we are having this issue. So, do you think it's wise for us to step towards artificial intelligence?
Ma'am, certainly in the short term, we might face a job loss in jobs that may be automated. However, AI is similar to the technologies, as our Prime Minister also pointed out, that it is a technology which is going to bring creative disruption. But in the long run, if we keep on skilling and upskilling and reskilling ourselves, we can certainly harness the opportunities that AI brings with it about employment.
Okay. What are the key issues between EU and India? Recently, the commissioners, were on the visit to India, and there have been key negotiations going on regarding the trade,
Yes, ma'am.
FTA, right? So, what are the key concerns regarding that FTA?
Ma'am, the FTA negotiations have been going on since a very long time now. And, ma'am, I'm not sure of the key points, so I
Okay.
sorry, but I'll read about it.
Okay, you're a sociology student, right? Now, recently, Ministry of Panchayati Raj came up with a report highlighting, the reasons behind the emergence of this Mukhya Pati system, and also what are the probable solutions. Are you aware of the report?
Sorry, ma'am, I haven't seen the report yet. I will read about
Okay,
it.
so tell me from your own, like many of the things which they pointed out were very commonsensical. Considering your own background in sociology, tell me what are the three key reasons behind this emergence of Pradhan Pati system, and what are the three possible solutions which can be outlined other than awareness and counseling?
Okay, ma'am. So, ma'am, the three reasons. First could be the patriarchal mindset that we have, which highlights that women are generally following the suit of men in making political decisions. Ma'am, second could be the institutional infrastructure that we have is less enabling towards women in politics, and we see it at all the levels, be it at the panchayat level or at the state and the national level as well. And ma'am, third,
When you talk
third
about, yeah, could you please elaborate more? What do you mean by institutional framework?
institutional framework, as in ma'am, the support systems or the people that are present in the entire system, like it is more male dominated, which might create a barrier for women in entering politics at the level.
No, they have already entered the political sphere, right, by getting
Yes,
elected.
ma'am.
So
But ma'am, the
what?
decision making is done by their male counterparts, be it their husband or
So
their brother
that's
or
the
father.
reason. My question to you is very specific. What are the reasons? Once they're elected, then also they're not performing. The male counterparts are performing. You talked about the second point. First point I could take. Second point, I need more elaboration. That when you say institutional framework, what do you exactly mean by that?
In the sense, ma'am, that while the institutions are enabling the entry, the operational part of it has not been addressed aptly, and so men are able to function behind the
Okay,
like.
right.
Yes,
Third
that was
point,
one
third
point.
reason.
Ma'am, I'm unable to recall of the third
Okay,
reason.
tell me, let's say tomorrow if you're posted as a DM, tell me any
Yes,
three
ma'am.
solutions other than awareness and counseling.
Ma'am, one of them could be highlighting the achievements of women sarpanches who have done great in their regions and villages, like Chavi Rajawat, as we know, of the Soda village in Rajasthan, who has done it.
Okay. But she's
Ma'am,
an MBA graduate. So
yes,
not
ma'am.
all sarpanches are MBAs. Anyways, okay, highlighting
It
the
could
good
be used as an
stories.
example. Yes,
Mm-hmm.
ma'am. Ma'am, secondly, empowering them through greater training and capacity building. Because they might have awareness about their roles, but they might not be equipped to perform those roles.
Okay. Okay.
Um, and ma'am, third, making them financially more independent so that they are not financially dependent on their families or their husbands to for the livelihood.
That's a
This is
very
what,
longer term goal, isn't it?
yes,
That
ma'am.
will take a very long time. Anything from your sociological perspective? Think about it.
Ma'am, I'm unable to recall anything right now. Sorry.
Okay, right. Thank you. So,
Thank you, ma'am.
Very much. Margi, you had done your B, computer sciences, computer engineering in 2020.
Yes, sir.
Thereafter, it appears that you have been writing civil services.
Yes, sir.
Why didn't you take up a job?
Sir, I wanted to pursue my career in civil services only, and while my graduation would help me in this, I did not want to that was not my personal preference to go there, because one, the diversity that this opportunity offers is immense, and secondly, the job
No,
satisfaction I feel
that
would
is
be.
what you are saying. Why are you aspiring to become a civil servant? My question
Yes,
was, why did you take up a job?
sir.
You see, you passed out in 2020,
Yes,
and
sir.
you have been writing this examination for quite some time.
Yes, sir.
Meanwhile, you could have taken at least part-time kind of a job.
Sir, I have done some freelancing work in the last 2 years for certain institutes, and that has been
So when you
the
say
job.
that you had been doing some freelancing kind of a work, what was that? What was the
So
nature
that
of that
was
work?
evaluating the answers in coaching by students in coaching institutes of the state and the central level examinations.
All right. If you are to suggest two reforms in the civil services examination,
Okay,
what
sir.
would be those two suggestion of yours?
Sir, one could be increase in the transparency by handing out the marks and the answer keys at after every stage of the examination. And
No, say it
second,
again. Transparency in marks, but you get a mark sheet, no? Ultimately.
yes, sir, but if it was provided prior, students could better strategize or students could better improve their preparation, um, is what I feel, because the marks are declared at the end of the entire cycle. and the next examination comes in very few days. So there is very little chance for them to see their performance and understand where they were lacking or how do they need to improve. So that would be one. And so
Okay.
secondly, the time could be reduced, the time of the cycle could be reduced, one in providing the mains results, or second in the interview cycle as such, if we could have more boards. These are the two things that I can think of right now which could be improved.
Do you think it's a good idea to give so many chances for writing civil services? Can you think of restricting it to 2 or 3?
So there have been recommendations to reduce it to 4 as it was already present before. So it can be done.
No, what are your views on that? It can be done. There's no doubt about it.
Yes, sir.
But what are your views on that?
Sir, I would be in support of it if the number of attempts are reduced.
Okay. Now, as the honorable member was asking you about the more petroleum by America, how will it help America? Why Mr. Trump is interested in producing more oil?
So that would reduce America's dependence on importing oil, and secondly, it would also enrich their economy, which is going towards sustainability, but it is requiring more input of renewable energy input materials. So that would reduce, and they could use fossil fuel based plants for longer.
No, but if they produce more oil, the prices in the international market will go down because there will be more supplies.
Yes, sir.
So don't you think it's better not to produce so much, and whatever oil they have got plenty of oil that can be exported to a large extent. What is the interest of Trump in producing more oil? They can always import more oil from Iran and many other countries.
So that they're creating more oil would reduce their dependence, and secondly, they could sell in the international markets more. Also, they could collaborate with the OPEC countries and decide on the pricing mechanism as it is.
But you must have seen that OPEC countries are not agreeing with Mr. Trump. They said we are not going to increase the production.
Okay, sir.
And because if they increase production to beyond a certain level, the prices will fall, and that may not be economically viable.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Sir, I'll have to read more about it, sir. Sorry, sir.
Okay. What do you think of Trump and Zelensky negotiation? What do you think? Who was at fault, and what should have been done?
Sir,
what
I
could have been
believe,
avoided?
sir, the media and the live streaming of the entire.
How does it matter? Everybody is saying that it should not have been done in the open media. But I think it was a good move that people know exactly what is happening. They have got a right.
So then the decorum of the meeting should have been maintained as they are two heads of the state, and there has to be certain level of
decorum of
diplomacy.
a meeting is a very small part. Ultimately, it is the substance and the outcome of that meeting. Decorum, it doesn't matter very much whether you have laid the food in a beautiful manner. Ultimately, how is the food, that is much more important.
Sir, however, it appeared as it was being done for the domestic audiences of USA rather than.
How will it help Mr. Trump?
So it will show his power and authority that he has, and the upper hand that he has in the entire conflict scenario, and how he is he can coerce Ukraine to amp up its security infrastructure.
All right. What do you think of live-in relationship? Should these be regulated or restricted?
Sir, live-in relationships and their regulation has been one of the provisions in the Uniform Civil Code of Uttarakhand. While they can be regulated to ensure the greater security of live-in partners or rights to live-in partners, however, they should not infringe upon the right to privacy by excessive regulation, and state should not interfere in the extremely personal matters of individuals. So while I support that live-in relationships can exist, light touch regulation should be the way to go rather than excessive regulation.
Oh, it is very difficult to say what is excessive regulation and what is light regulation.
Okay, sir. So So should I
No,
like
no, this is what
elaborate
I'm
on that?
saying. Yeah. When you say this is neither here nor there, when you say that these should be regulated, but a light regulation and not a very heavy regulation. The moment you give information or you get it registered, the information would be available with cops.
Yes, sir.
Then
But sir, the need for a priest or a religious leader to support that and no objection from the parents and all these
why,
clauses,
why do you
they
need a permission from your parents? You are a grown-up person.
I think that's
so that is actually takes away the freedom that you have in live-in relationships. So that is a point of contention, and that has been one.
No, what you are saying that there is
you are trying to say that that kind of a permission should not be insisted upon, isn't it?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That was my
It's
point.
in the form.
So that's what she.
16-page form mein hai, that
हाँ,
you have
okay,
permission
but
from that.
absolutely.
That's what she said.
That's what she's saying.
So
it
you are
should
saying
be
that the
there.
permission from the parents is unnecessary.
So that can be avoided as the basic point of live-in relationships is for
All
individuals
right.
to understand
Okay.
each other.
Okay, Margie, my last question. You said that we had done fairly well in innovation in last 10 years. Give me any 3 innovations which we have carried out in last 10 years.
Okay, sir. So can I take a moment to think about it?
Sure.
Sir, one is the ISRO's Chandrayaan-3 mission that we did it in a very cost-effective manner, and we were the first one to land on the South Pole.
Do you
Sir,
call it innovation? What is the distinction between innovation and using a particular technology? Nothing
Some
new, no new technology has been evolved, no, in that.
making changes to a technology to suit one's own needs, I
All
think
right,
would be
okay. If you call it,
innovation.
all right. So that
Okay,
is
sir.
one. What else?
Sir, I'm unable to recall anything right now, sir.
You
I'm very
said that
sorry.
we had done very well in terms
Yes,
of
sir.
innovation in last 10 years.
Yes, I should have known this, sir.
All right,
Sorry,
okay.
sir.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.
You could have said UPI.
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Thank you,
that
sir.
is one
Yes,
which, okay. You stay at Motera Stadium Road.
Yes, sir.
Why is this stadium popular or famous or in the news?
Sir, it is the world's largest cricket stadium with a capacity of 132,000 people. And it has certain features like it has a good subsurface drainage system, which would make the pitch ready in 30 minutes after a rain. Or it has LED floodlights rather than traditional floodlights. It is also, it has been good for boosting Gujarat and Ahmedabad's tourism as well.
Okay, got it. You're
Yes, sir.
singing pains. Is it not a kind of vanity project? Why do we need to have a stadium for 1,32,000 or 30,000 people? A stadium for 25,000-30,000 was already there in Ahmedabad earlier. Don't you think this is not the optimum use of the resources of the state?
Sir, the stadium has attracted large events such as the recent Coldplay concert, which exceeded the seating capacity, and around 150,000 people were present. So the infrastructure is being utilized, and the IPL matches that we have also highlight the utilization of this infrastructure.
My point was not that it is not being utilized. My
Yes,
point
sir.
was whether we should spend that much money to create this kind of big stadiums. We can also then think of maybe building world's tallest building also in Ahmedabad or something. What is the point of these things? Was there actually a need for doing this thing?
Sir, this kind of infrastructure has multiple spillover effects, be it on employment generation or economic growth or boosting tourism. So, while these projects can be labeled as not necessary, but the good impacts and positive impacts that they have and the byproducts that they have cannot be neglected.
Okay. Tell me, a lot of people were deported by USA recently, majority chunk from Gujarat and Punjab.
Yes, sir.
Now, it is an interesting thing that prosperous states are having people who are going illegal migration. But there was another interesting thing in the modus operandi of how these Gujarati migrants go and how Punjabi migrants go, and how is their relationship with their agents who take them. Can you explain it to me? What is the difference between the modus operandi in Gujarat's case and how it is different from Punjab's case?
Sir, as far as I know and I can remember, they take the donkey route through the Panama forests. And I'm not sure of the difference as to what they take between.
There is
While,
a difference. The donkey route is probably the same. The donkey route
yes,
is
sir.
not one route. It is a multiple routes.
Yes, sir.
There is a difference. In Gujarat's case, the payment to the agents is being made once the person has reached there.
Okay,
Whereas
sir.
in Punjab's case, the agents are taking payment upfront. Why do you think that is? And what does that show or speak about the Gujarati society? You are a sociology student. Please, can you explain this for me?
Sir, this could be one reason that Gujaratis have that business acumen or that financial security in their minds while making any transaction, and they need that financial security of while having any kind of this transaction. So that might be the reason why they do not pay beforehand. So that is
Okay.
what I can understand.
Anyway, that this a part of the answer may not be the correct answer totally.
Yes, sir.
You read Western fiction and Spanish
sir.
language. Why Spanish language? What fascinates you towards Spanish language?
Sir, it began during my college with a free application which allowed me to learn foreign languages. And apart from that, then when I heard certain Spanish songs and certain web series, I was more drawn towards the language.
Which are the countries in the world where Spanish is spoken?
So there are 20 countries overall which have Spanish language, like Mexico, Panama, Spain, Argentina, Chile, Equatorial Guinea. These are some countries, yes, that have
And it
Spanish
is
language.
all Latin America.
Yes, except Brazil.
Brazil doesn't speak Spanish
So
that much.
Brazil has Portuguese as its official language.
Portuguese. So what does that tell us actually about Spain and other colonial powers?
So Spanish colonization of Latin America did happen, which led to the spread of Spanish language in the region. However, in Brazil in 16th century, Portuguese settlers were there, and that is why the difference.
Okay. Last question to you. Do
Yes,
you
sir.
know what is the white lotus effect? It was in the news recently. Do you know what the term refers to?
Sorry, sir, I'm unaware about it. I will have to read about it.
Okay. Okay then. Thank you.
Okay, so
Thank you,
I'll
sir.
give you the feedback. I have already got from my other colleagues.
Yes.